candidly, incontrovertible, irrefutable, bugbear, ineffectual, marginalize, uncultivated, intact, incapacitated, infelicity, inexhaustible, pennate, latitude, squinting, shallowness, unfathomable, incendiary, vanguard, precursor, foreground, truncate, precedence, germinate, amputate, gesticulation, maim, noncommittal, stagnant, immobility, inconsiderable, alibi, uninformed, anonymous, unconscionable, insensate, agnostic, flagrant, overwrought, leeway, surpass, passable, supernal, overuse, superfluity, ravenous, overreaching, hypercritical, hilarious, baroque, jingoism, elate, pyrrhic, opprobrium, tyrannical, corpulent, stunning, hyperbole, indefatigable, short-sightedness, myopic, evanescent, indiscernible, grotesque, uncanny, quirky, peculiarity, elusive, abdicate, disquisition, metaphysics, adjourn, subaltern, peruse, insurmountable, Ian, impeccable, impeccably, inexorable, starvation, unwitting, unrestrained, unruly, simulate, imitate, emulate, emulating, mimic, hierarchy, adherent, entreaty, befriend, payola, ingratiated, impenitent, inopportune, foist, distirate, ratiocination, infiltrate, pervious, motivated, motivates, alliteration, proviso, rhapsody, inference, hypothecate, infer, postulate, presuppose, speculative, estimable, deducible, sanctioned, proxy, compliant, complacent, resonant, requiem, practitioner, propitiate, catskill, amoral, impolitic, insular, intuition, insightful, ingrained, interregnum, interminable, subliminal, penultimate, infatuation, tenebrous, benighted, injudicious, misdemeanor, impugn, disabuse, calumniate, pelf, iniquities, culprit, irremediable, irrefragable, undercut, indispensable, ingratiate, divest, dilettante, disport, unappealing, unformed, unorthodox, unimpeachable, impalpable, unpremeditated, unaffected, unquantifiable, unappreciated, abash, unattainable, irrelevant, unseemly, bete noire, gazette, decadence, depredation, disparage, debase, shrug off, recumbent, avatar, declivity, demean, contemptuous, beleaguer, nondescript, recourse, remnant, vestiges, retiring, fettle, sojourn, astound, unsullied, unfaltering, imprudent, forthwith, mistrust, implacably, emeritus, inarticulate, loud, jejune, lackadaisical, acclivity, elitist, lexicon, compliment, fancied, migrant, vent, imposture, hairy, foray, alleged, indict, arraign, imputation, allege, acquit, impeach, cursive, malediction, imprecate, anoint, afferent, unprecedented, mind-blowing, invulnerable, hermetically, internalize, infringe, discrepancy, irreconcilable, unresolved, invaluable, inestimable, ambrosia, solstice, ablution, irrational, preposterous, perverse, vulnerable, distaste, avaricious, implication, moiety, spangle, rhetoric, ornate, rococo, inviolability, languid, sleazy, saunter, hallucinate, miraculous, skimp, unsound, turbulent, indecorous, unadorned, equestrian, cavalcade, surly, lecherous, uxorious, Billingsgate, octogenarian, extravagant, incommodious, maunder, anomalies, incompatibility, insolvency, dissident, repine, disparity, incapacitate, improbable, imponderable, irreverent, indigent, enfeeble, fatuously, intractable, outstanding, preeminent, infinitesimal, unctuous, malady, nonentity, blazon, makeshift, tempestuous, tentacles, restless, somber, disquiet, temerarious, unsettled, vague, opalescent, parlous, adumbrate, purblind, murkiness, bumptious, atypical, unguent, unsavory, negation, disapprobation, disavowal, hauteur, vaunted, egoism, non-interventionist, tipple, prehensile, lunge, offend, fortuitous, paroxysm, staccato, aspiration, azure, onslaught, literal, preempt, igneous, lava, disinterested, avidly, contusion, demeanor, mean, behoove, elegiacal, utopian, dowdy, viscid, glutinous, garish, fustian, mawkish, athwart, hidebound, cajolery, debutante, diffident, self-indulgence, egotist, succumbing, embezzlement, imbibed, imbibe, imbibing, idealistic, normative, aboriginal, primordial, fiat, dictum, underscore, in rapture, blasé, frolicsome, ecstatic, jovial, gauche, bumbling, fealty, accessory, ancillary, inter, amiable, heartfelt, surmise, affray, obnoxious, unobjectionable, compromise, bauble, opiate, occlude, rev, avocation, impulsive, emetic, petition, tinge, transpire, bureaucracy, Amazon, tome, mirth, outset, ensconce, ascending, broach, palaver, embrace, embroil, agenda, illuminate, enlighten, parley, optimistic, benison, astonish, agape, hermitage, addiction, amphitheater, original, understate, comestible, convene, precocious, centigrade, cues, inkling, allude, volition, willful, wistful, arbitrary, cad, annals, histrionics, enviable, mesa, knit, high-spirited, aspire, aspired, euphemisms, ravening, evict, eviscerate, elation, iridescent, lucent, effulgent, emblazon, muse, bassoon, paragon, fate, cauterize, posterity, tantrum, exasperate, seethe, tantalize, excoriate, euphonious, fecundity, fervidly, indifferent, exemplify, unexampled, salvage, excerpted, sight, bizarre, vegetate, flora, zealot, horticultural, entrepreneur, endirons, enhance, edify, improvise, thrive, elevate, frenzied, precept, didactic, hortatory, alias, novel, stipend, simile, compatible, spasmodic, fitful, comport, tailored, utilitarian, appurtenances, dexter, discerned, alleviated, sedate, allay, sedative, paraphrase, presentiment, ridicule, deride, jeer, scoffs, derides, lagoon, venerate, genuflect, amphibian, thigh, wool gathering, invert, flippant, vertiginous, alluded, fester, incitement, auroral, indebted, din, linen, buskin, ilk, singular, singularly, monotony, ennui, megalomaniac, lagniappe, protege, topography, chassis, sham, libretto, clines, panache, codicil, decolled, pillory, vermicular, knave, penumbra, cog, tether, canto, layperson, patriarch, filial, entail, wan, ramble, coed, rubicund, unilateral, autocrat, monologue, congruent, concomitantly, simultaneity, univocal, fusion, integrate, utterly, monotheism, untapped, pert, shirk, flounder, vestigial, slovenly, consensus, unison, histrionic, ahistorical, traditionally, opulent, fluctuation, jettison, aka, medic, champ, musty, quips, draconian, tribulation, martinet, rigor, stiff, doer, pen, vocal, mood, aphasia, parlance, interlocutory, conversant, cacophony, colloquial, insidiously, kismet, hinge, esprit de corps, commandeer, collier, aisles, pathos, brushy, cull, taint, tainted, besmirches, clavicle, desecrate, prefigure, fanciful, concocting, figments, afflicts, drudgy, far-fetched, butcher, musky, crabbed, glaze, vitreous, barb, sheaf, nettled, serried, quiver, tremulous, barrister, coincident, carafe, hailed, parquetry, barrel, cupped, expiate, ogle, sensual, erotic, incarceration, incarcerate, truckle, artisan, viable, tenable, effectual, efficacious, functionary, blanch, mulct, diva, mincing, grimace, mode, notorious, infamous, sully, humdrum, scotch, scurrilous, grouchy, oligarchy, adroitness, adept, rest, resting, casuistry, factitious, gaunt, skittish, litheness, niggardly, agrarian, agronomist, modish, centripetal, centrifugal, concentric, capillary, delve, dent, staple, anomalous, nomination, Bowdlerize, gird, bland, supple, comatose, jocose, gaudy, raucous, savoir-faire, strategic, tactless, wily, cached, sequacious, calibrate, bristled, incensed, jaded, wearisome, tedium, momentary, ephemeral, probe, poultice, detriment, scathe, deleterious, invidious, maligns, malignancy, compensated, elite, appraise, aggrandize, preponderate, capacious, clemency, apology, venial, attrition, erode, decoy, depilate, mortify, abrade, corrosive, attenuated, waning, humus, amok, tessellated, missile, furor, maelstrom, refutation, fractious, authentic, cage, steeped, scramble, key, chasm, viand, alimentary, unkempt, frowsy, victuals, leaven, spasm, execrable, iota, gig, sportive, questing, open-ended, demotic, compute, holocaust, carnage, cliché, kinetic, sultry, odorous, odoriferous, meditation, anathema, gestate, ahem, arroyo, molten, cantata, thre noti, vituperation, jibe, gibber, congregation, benediction, bowl, rummage, ruminate, virtuoso, Kabbalists, aspy, overstate, crux, inconsequential, herbaceous, cavern, homily, entrenched, heterodox, crepuscular, clandestine, confidential, surreptitious, privy, espionage, labyrinth, labyrinths, muddle, hubbub, buxom, rotundity, roseate, glorification, treatise, undertake, asteroid, bore, eventuate, factotum, midstream, carillon, interweave, homespun, scour, wet, abrasion, sudorific, loaded, loathes, loathsome, abominate, harness, obsession, glossy, gloaming, coruscate, optometrist, optician, oculist, squeamish, waggish, giddily, lissom, clamber, cunning, artful, astutely, lunar, eclipse, startle, fantastic, gorgeous, chimerical, blatantly, uncharacteristically, adipose, dermatologist, grime, spill, ambulatory, courant, extortion, wanting, sensational, sheath, arc, padded, encumber, dabble, flagellate, flay, gauntlet, grazing, swathe, trade, sift, shed, canny, impetus, therapy, ripper, palette, brindled, hieroglyphic, depict, anticlimax, nip, insignia, indenture, foreclose, stipulating, shuck, skulk, sip, plagiarism, filch, purloin, pinnacle, ultimate, culminating, culmination, culminate, grind, crumble, checkered, check, strove, visage, jam, winks, permeates, pseudonym, guise, ruse, illusory, matrix, retrench, discount, concession, rebate, hostelry, overshadow, aperture, orifice, piebald, flirt, coquette, ricochet, ragamuffin, seed, exiguous, flotilla, file, nefarious, militate, complicity, inertia, populace, jaundiced, propagating, congenital, natal, accrue, agglomeration, coagulant, manure, freeze, decrepit, corsair, climactic, impresario, rabies, anneal, spawn, natation, eugenic, occult, conjure, wizardry, ken, reticulated, nautical, askance, interrogated, assertive, pyromaniac, fiduciary, vitality, germ, germinal, subsistence, dilapidation, bugaboo, hibernate, bootless, gamble, gamester, persistence, perforce, epistemology, cognate, sagely, febrile, bog, sparkling, wedded, fray, altercation, inclement, clangor, scintillate, flick, sallied, spade, flaccid, risque, jeopardizing, slither, lucre, disperse, brisk, lizard, annotate, dismember, cockade, garnish, modulation, bilk, jockeying, quip, banter, hireling, parry, refectory, marauder, podiatrist, diadem, Somerset, meringue, scuttle, tilt, escutcheon, ramp, slough, dawdle, nimble, tutelage, administering, somnolent, curry, pommel, liquidate, liquidation, premise, peculate, loom, freshet, calorific, swelter, thermal, talisman, amulet, verdigris, brazier, syncopated, claustrophobia, roster, enlist, trilogy, askew, reprimanded, reprove, canonize, oblique, acrid, acumen, strident, frivolous, paltry, despicable, tumid, cavil, dally, belittles, fluffy, avalanche, pallid, tertiary, contentment, satiety, gratify, invigorate, unction, arcade, sebaceous, expedites, renunciation, abnegation, trident, crone, usurp, smother, immolate, ropes, masticate, repressed, squelch, sartorial, entourage, tithe, blemish, incarnadine, demanding, clairvoyant, conjugal, pretentious, impunity, lackey, slavishly, combustible, facet, reverie, disorient, luster, longevity, rue, sadistic, rueful, mortified, chagrined, adventitious, incubus, bilingual, miscreant, mishap, misadventure, mischance, emaciated, infirmity, frailty, rogue, unintelligible, indecipherable, obscurity, impenetrable, impregnable, pendulous, vicarious, mendacious, foresight, farsighted, contaminate, tenacious, tenaciously, staunchly, parable, illustrative, ostentatiously, astigmatism, gavel, beholden, immure, carrion, physiognomy, romping, diurnal, oscillate, sway, incas, carping, incriminate, dialectic, bicameral, bifurcated, redouble, second hand, biennial, tautological, archipelago, unequivocal, dissolute, seal writing, aldus, creed, theocracy, cult, culture, proselytize, fanatical, bigotry, puzzle, chafe, bungle, jostle, load, metallurgical, retentive, genre, canter, caliber, crafty, Machiavellian, bamboozle, demolition, decimate, rubble, ruinous, resound, acoustics, phony, transcribe, trivial, vigil, unpretentious, shambles, flail, doddering, fledgling, adolescent, novice, lithe, suave, wheedle, knoll, dissipate, stertorous, stellar, denizen, choreography, versatile, jittery, matron, atheistic, unmistakable, effusion, unexceptionable, narcissism, abase, pathology, somnambulist, insomnia, reprehensible, pejorative, denunciation, reproaching, denounce, strictures, blasphemous, deft, nib, inundation, fatalism, regimen, conscript, impartial, undisturbed, relentless, dissuasion, sinecure, audit, incorporeal, emanate, exude, exhume, inanimate, cascade, definitive, earmarked, assess, pantomime, indiscriminate, impertinent, naivete, ruthless, effeminate, eradication, eradicated, expunge, avouch, warranted, obliterate, contraband, decant, extricate, abortive, defalcate, berserk, fruitless, languish, putative, ethos, unprincipled, bromide, pebble, acclimate, anthropoid, atrocity, proximity, censor, despondency, regatta, lefty, tribunal, equitable, stepmotherly, callow, ornithologist, ciliated, crutch, septic, putrid, favid, perusal, flagging, fallow, tract, inveigle, intercept, trample, aspirant, appellation, clichés, fawning, chaste, sacrilegious, sacrosanct, sanctimonious, consecrate, chalice, parasite, ecstasy, sublimate, frustration, defeatist, subjugated, soupçon, mentor, scalping, plangent, circumlocution, mode, prefatory, kith, cognomen, wave, remiss, abjured, into, periphery, circumference, perimeter, purview, circumscribe, supplement, modifies, mutable, environ, rendition, pervade, jargon, quantifiable, modicum, migratory, amortization, purveyor, limpid, bullion, circumstantial, assay, testy, testable, deciduous, tapestry, dregs, silt, alluvial, gadfly, bestial, hindmost, retrospect, recoil, unravel, gnarled, roost, rabid, maniacal, buttress, hem, distill, ecclesiastic, potable, ewer, potion, carousal, mall, reciprocal, internecine, remunerative, lateral, side reel, escapade, laggard, atavism, patrimony, parricide, bilious, suppurate, virtuosity, reinstate, rote, iterate, reinvent, resurrect, resuscitate, rejuvenate, resurgent, reconnaissance, restitution, recrudesce, regeneration, rehabilitate, reinterpret, antiquated, alkid, menial, impotent, virile, raise, sacerdotal, stool pigeon, nutrient, brochure, fulgent, plenipotentiary, plenary, thoroughgoing, revert, hermit, forethought, progenitor, retroactive, antecedent, antedate, Premonitory. Undo. Erstwhile. Sunder. Quarantine. Apogee. Hyperborean. Aegis. Patronizing. Dorsal. Spiral. Ventral. Gluttonous. Diabolical. Demoniac. Might. Expostulation. Bona fide. Propulsion. Vogue. Propagate. Propagates. Promulgate. Propagated. Abounded. Obeisance. Recipe. Canard. Cousin. Deceitful. Fraudulent. Delude. Redress. Remediable. Repercussion. Compete. Rival. Reverberate. Repartee. Counter-mand. Prestige. Fetish. Replica. Repellent. Nemesis. Prophylactic. Refraction. Countercultural. Retaliate. Archaeology. Archetype. Attest. Spurned. Repudiated. Default. Shoddy. Retraction. Overture. Showcase. Showy. Proffering. Apothegm. Predisposition. Dissertation. Caption. Inductive. Vehemently. Ardently. Adage. Sojourning. Flotsam. Outgrowth. Permeable. Entree. Effervesce. Impressionable. Aureole. Mace. Substantiate. Provender. Ad hoc. Prorogue. Persuasive. Induce. Cataclysm. Delirium. Tempting. Plauditory. Acclaim. Eulogistic. Encomiastic. Quelled. Placid. Querulous. Catechism. Complacency. Distend. Proposition. Propound. Preamble. Exodus. Efflorescent. Ursine. Warden. Shibboleth. Archaic. Antediluvian. Antiquity. Vivid. Animated. Livid. Fauna. Institutionalize. Primary. Rudimentary. Primed. Provincial. Recipient. Attainment. Propriety. Amorous. Consign. Motivating. Deputation. Fresco. Bespoke. Turnkey. Pharisaical. Fruition. Yield. Ensue. Fructify. Sunday. Gape. Lasso. Fissure. Cleave. Crevice. Ribbons. Breezy. Pulmonary. bloated, fattish, genealogy, hereditary, scion, buffoonery, babble, prattle, chaffing, blush, rostrum, deprivation, debauch, enlarge, ulster, hawser, galleon, hogshead, braggadocio, knavery, choleric, junket, ranger, capt eas, session, doff, camaraderie, debonair, jagged, sylvan, spew, nauseate, hoary, superannuated, dismiss, allocate, rescission, jettisoning, precluded, devoid, spectral, robust, subjugate, flimsy, materialize, materialism, exotic, extrinsic, oust, extrude, multiplicity, motley, perennial, polygamist, multilingual, polyglot, multifaceted, multitudinous, bulwark, fluted, solecism, brood, tad, marketable, stake, confiscate, expediency, roomy, neuralgia, deliquescent, zip, lampoon, nullified, invalidate, roan, percussion, obstruct, obligatory, simian, fabricate, concoction, fabricated, fabrications, gnome, windfall, annuity, domicile, rancid, tangible, fictitious, factual, actuarial, bravado, note, surrogate, many, flourish, mutilate, contortions, kiosk, discreetly, estranged, disjointed, disintegrate, disentangle, sequester, disgorge, secession, disjunction, bedraggle, bedlam, champion, advert, dispense, polemic, forensic, controversial, uncontroversial, disputatious, disaffection, valedictory, lacerate, antipathy, rife, revulsion, subversive, docile, barterer, interchangeable, divergent, in danger, inverse, retrograde, counterproductive, catastrophe, amplify, betroth, nubile, connubial, miscellany, hodgepodge, scrupulous, prescience, bivouac, parakeet, deranged, addle, deceptive, pell-mell, abstraction, stun, minuscule, badger, nettle, vexation, vexatious, pesky, excruciatingly, hiatus, rarefied, confrontation, repugnant, antithesis, counterintuitive, Jared, belated, procrastinated, hinder, defunct, striate, mammoth, colossal, eminent, magnate, prurient, quintessence, platonic, adulation, forte, adjunct, antiseptic, abstemious, apparition, veteran, cosmopolitan, fide, credence, confidant, credible, queasy, venom, subjective, asto, viper, equinox, outstretch, suffuse, detonation, erupted, staggering, stupendous, prodigy, baffling, besmirched, oblivion, valor, ejaculation, freebooter, intellect, intelligentsia, witticism, sapient, cerebral, witless, canker, circlet, circuitous, increment, escalation, dreiser, relayed, analgesic, paregoric, ribald, eliciting, balloon, drab, variegated, dichotomy, marital, stupor, foolhardy, asinine, bombast, hypochondriac, caricature, dissection, prescribe, expend, sumptuary, exegesis, pervasive, kiwi, diameter, celibate, bly, devout, posture, gentry, genteel, gentility, vagrant, edifice, divination, intimidation, terrific, ghastly, eerie, fearsome, awesomely, alimony, citadel, fraud, virus, destiny, fritter, mercenaries, emolument, pretension, ostentatious, prophetic, linguistic, construe, philology, idiom, commentator, scullion, throng, baseness, unfounded, ascetic, dissimilar, dissented, phobia, timidity, blunder, errant, incorrigible, fallible, bauble, misgivings, misapprehension, misconstrue, gaffe, faux pas, subterranean, wraith, prelude, wavering, dismantle, adulterate, penetrate, muggy, blunt, hedonism, gourmand, postprandial, franchise, gerrymander, itinerant, erroneous, fallacy, miscegenation, frown, embryonic, limerick, epigram, stockade, marrow, podium, cloister, tenet, doctrinaire, vintage, cupid, ale, inebriated, sonorous, intermediary, interject, chagrin, humane, stamina, picturesque, exorcise, recession, autopsy, dross, tumbril, mauve, excretion, condiments, balmy, torso, acephalous, magniloquent, cosmic, metropolis, pandemonium, pestilential, glorious, bevy, buff, carnivorous, sane, piscatorial, mediocre, shimmer, crockery, earthy, maternal, matricide, magnitude, vertigo, narcotic, madrigal, gravity, cartographer, Alex, psychopathic, trauma, imbecility, psychiatrist, psyche, defamation, libelous, congruous, adapt, cortege, frugality, confederate, disprove, debunk, supplication, rendezvous, medley, melding, exonerate, liberate, emancipate, manumit, con, saliva, mask, bludgeon, fascinate, mobile, grocer, numismatist, prognathes, effigy, carrot, lapidary, epitaph, cadaverous, knell, mortician, demise, obituary, execrate, posthumous, mellow, churlish, lambent, zephyr, plastic, temper, moodiness, disgruntle, adhere, presume, tenure, mollycoddle, reparable, polarize, spine, conifer, batten, enamored, sloppy, automaton, camouflage, scrutiny, validate, prosody, unverifiable, pastoral, trek, muse, nomadic, dipsomaniac, sophist, chiropodist, rationale, factious, rationalize, epic, belligerence, distaff, papyrus, coterie, trumpery, apothecary, mountebank, kleptomaniac, patricide, snob, annex, adduce, liaison, compound, posit, corpuscle, sanguinary, anemia, rung, savoring, cuisine, culinary, alchemy, lush, succulent, demystify, mystification, galvanized, retinue, indignant, wrathful, regal, exchequer, realm, caucus, morganatic, grill, secede, enclave, toll, mores, metamorphosis, bandana, terminus, railway, thrall, toga, portentous, quizzical, infraction, saline, saltatory, lascivious, libidinous, bacchanalian, obelisk, proboscis, pendant, rein, bridle, unbridled, gawky, sprang, lucrative, serendipity, ruddy, cherish, iconoclastic, vellum, indict, cash, pillage, protrude, brackish, avidity, goosebumps, energize, vim, formidable, puissant, animus, antagonistic, clarion, verbatim, verbiage, sherbet, conditional, suburban, pacifist, corporal, carnal, backbreaking, chastise, punitive, shackle, predatory, tutelary, pedagogue, impale, artifacts, atelier, pueril, pediatrician, disciple, prompt, hibernal, apex, vertex, zenith, desiccate, purge, rhyme, vacuity, culminates, lax, promontory, bereavement, mournful, necrology, deplorable, purgatory, decorous, embellishing, ornamental, shoal, atrophied, fancier, throttle, auscultation, laborious, painstaking, concatenate, puny, bullion, hybrid, compilation, resolute, panhandle, compact, synoptic, laconic, concise, breviary, brevity, nuance, recapitulate, conflate, skirmish, skirmishes, statute, statutory, susceptible, sensuous, reticence, demure, juxtaposition, append, archives, rectify, amend, refurbish, cohesion, actuate, activism, consanguinity, acoutre, exact, rectitude, cleariad, entity, foisted, verity, truism, homeopathy, parvenu, charter, undetectable, skeptical, indubitably, peer, synchronous, cohorts, flatter, tantamount, equilateral, coalesce, condole, tempo, timely, propped, summation, conglomeration, bourgeois, resolve, interment, mausoleum, sepulchre, dirge, abreast, parallelism, finale, surcease, rallying, synonymous, animadversion, uncritical, carmine, Damocles, descant, stark, murky, underreport, rapprochement, felicitate, feasible, tentative, agreeable, Dane, revered, facade, conclave, nurture, paraphernalia, equipage, naive, simple-minded, forthright, skiing, omniscient, havoc, neep, omnipresent, omnivorous, panacea, unanimity, all-encompassing, maxim, acme, optimum, paramount, cliché, coadjutor, concomitant, pander, simpleton, accessible, innate, charismatic, inherently, illiberal, collaborate, accomplice, suavity, empathetic, conducive, wit, generic, commonplace, laity, banal, plebeian, amnesty, cornice, arable, generality, solace, tiptoe, fluency, detergent, cope, martial, pithy, eclectic, row, ligneous, endive, audacity, venturous, literary, imbrue, indecision, syntactical, illimitable, convivial, aromatic, redolent, nosegay, jocund, titillate, perspicacious, harmonious, calligraphy, celebrated, vantage, euphemism, soundness, epicure, luscious, sapid, subtle, astral, nuances, nicety, Anatole, humid, dank, outdated, old-fashioned, passé, legion, vociferous, comp, aesthete, pulchritude, stoop, stun, stanched, stultify, laminated, wadded, terrestrial, dislocation, transmute, vernal, deploy, stayed, stereotyped, sate, dauber, obese, lave, endearment, fleck, pulsate, tactile, touchy, inflated, stilted, soliloquy, transparent, translucent, nepotism, allied, axiom, axiomatic, compatriots, self-righteous, self-serving, visionary, gamut, celestial, ethereal, imperial, cameo, self-evident, underwrite, scholarship, autonomous, accede, carte blanche, accorded, despotism, memorialize, memento, amnesia, dispirited, crestfallen, pessimism, cynic, casualty, harassment, sallow, devolve, chiromancy, manipulate, scuffle, melee, dexterous, reek, philander, ludicrous, risible, throws, bleak, frigid, sneak, depravity, sycophantic, gaff,